Hello, cupcakes. This is Cranky Kerensky coming at you with a tutorial about the Godforge Affinity system. Affinities are important to understand because they can cause us to do less damage, prevent us from being able to control some battles, and even increase our damage. Allow me to explain. There are 4 affinities in Godforge: Strength, Wisdom, Cunning, and Eternal. And we can see each is represented by 2 separate icons. And depending on what we're doing in the game, we will see one or another. Each hero is assigned an affinity, and here we see that Heimdall is a Strength hero as indicated by his icon. These affinities match up during battle in a manner similar to rock, paper, scissors, in which rock beats scissors, scissors beat paper, and paper beats rock. In Godforge, the matchups behave like this. Wisdom beats Cunning, Cunning beats Strength, Strength beats Wisdom, and Eternal is unaffected by any matchup, which is why it's in the center. Before we continue, we need to define strong and weak hits. A strong hit increases damage by 30%. A weak hit reduces damage by 30%, prevents a critical hit, and prevents placing negative effects, meaning we can't debuff or disable the enemy. On a side note, strong hits are not to be confused with critical hits. Those are something else. The effects of affinity matchups are as follows. Unfavorable matchups result in a 30% chance to weak hit. Favorable matchups result in a 30% chance to strong hit. Neutral matchups, in which a Strength, Wisdom, or Cunning hero fights their own affinity, results in no effect. Also, we need to know that Eternal heroes always have a 10% chance to strong hit and can never weak hit. All of this is important to understand because we are going to have to account for affinity matchups throughout the game, even to the point that the Pantheon boss will have a daily affinity rotation, meaning its affinity changes daily. Here we have the Pantheon boss Kronos with the affinity schedule circled in green, and his color matches the affinity of the day, which is Strength. This screenshot originates from a Fateless video released a couple of months ago, and I used it because the latest video doesn't show the affinities changing daily. Here, we have the weekly Pantheon rewards depicting the daily affinities of the Pantheon boss, which is circled in red. I created a composite image here using 2 different Fateless video screenshots to represent the daily affinity change, because the latest video had all the affinity icons as Cunning, which I would attribute to the page being currently worked on. The cropped image I superimposed was from the same video I previously mentioned, in which Fateless stated the affinities would change daily. Here we have the 4 versions of Kronos in which the colors match the 4 affinities, which can help remind us of which affinity we're currently fighting. The Pantheon boss shows that affinity matchups are important. Maximizing our Pantheon rewards means maximizing damage to Kronos. Favorable affinity matchups are the means to accomplishing this. In conclusion, if we don't understand or remember how affinity affects us, we will probably be left wondering why something isn't working or why it changed when it worked before. This is Cranky Kerensky, signing out.